Okay, welcome back. This is lesson 17. In lesson 17, we're just going to do a quick example in doing additions in array, meaning that we are going to add elements into the array. So we're going to declare an array, and then we're going to add to it a couple of elements in the start of the array and a couple at the end as well. Now in here we're going to actually introduce a couple of other HTML tags. After I finish the PHP course, I am going to start a HTML course. Maybe I should have started it in bit before I did PHP, but anyway, this is how it went. So I'm going to do PHP first. We're jumping into the deep end, and then I'm going to backtrack a bit and go to HTML and just take you through all the tags in HTML as well. So anyway, we're familiar with the HTML tag at the top, starting up the HTML page, and we do a head. We start the title tags like so, and here I'm giving the title add array elements, which is going to appear at the top of the browser. We close off the head section and we start the body. Now we have here OL. OL basically is like a bullet point, okay? But by default, OL would give us a numbering bullet point. So it would have 1, 2, 3, and it will bullet point, okay? Every time we start a new point, okay, we use something called an li. So you'll notice here I've got li tag. Whoops, I've moved it accidentally. I'm going to move it back in there. Here we go. So you've got the li here, and we will close the tag. When we finish with the line, we add another HTML tag, but obviously with the backslash when we close the tag, just like we do with all the other HTML tags. So anyway, we're going to go into the PHP now. So we go to PHP. I'm not going to use PHP in front of the PHP tag, and we do a comment here, and we're saying create an array containing 3 strings. Okay, that's obviously, like I said, with comments, that's ignored by the interpreter. Next, we define a variable called ARR, and obviously we know it's a variable because it has the dollar in front of it. And basically that's going to be an array, and it's going to hold 3 elements. So we're holding red, green and blue. Next, what we're doing, I've made another comment here, and we're saying add elements at the beginning of the array. So what we're going to do, we're going to add in the beginning. Now we use a function called array underscore unshift. Okay, unshift basically is a function which is available in PHP, allows you to add elements in the beginning of the array automatically. So what we do, that function takes first of all the name of the variable, so ARR, which is the name of the variable, and we're assigning 2 elements. So after it, we can put the elements that we want to add in the beginning of the array. So here we put whoops, I've moved it again, put it here, and we're saying insert into that cyan and magenta, okay? And I can actually add another one as well, just to give you another bit more illustration on what it can do. What we're going to do, what color should we put? We've got the green, we've got blue, we've got red, we've got cyan, magenta, yellow, black, pink. I'll try pink, yeah? Let's do pink, yeah. So yeah, we added another element there. So here we're adding 3 elements in the beginning, and then the next line I've got another comment, and I'm saying add element at the end of the array. Now to add elements at the end of the array, we use another function called array push. There is other ways you could do this, but these functions are available for us to use, so why not use them? So here you go, array underscore push adds elements at the end of the array. What it does, it takes the argument, the name of the array, which is ARR again, and we put in the element yellow and black at the end. Okay, next we're going to use something called a for each loop. For each is like a for loop, but what it does, it basically instead of actually using the counter and declaring a variable called I and then saying I equals 1 and then every time increment I by increment by 1 until it just keeps going up, going round. This one for each basically goes through the array, and we don't need to know the size of the array. For each will find it out, and it will just keep going until it finishes all the elements in the array. So here we're saying it's taking the argument array as $value. So it will take the value, which is what is in here, and it will keep taking the value in here and printing it off. Okay, and every time it takes the element in and it prints it off. Yeah, and that's all it's going to do. Every time it echoes a new line with the li in front, that means it's going to put a number. It's going to put 1, and then it goes round again. It's going to make 2, 3, and it just keeps going. Every time it starts a new line, it will increment the bullet by an additional 1. So it would number it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it will just keep going until it finishes all the elements. So how many elements do we have in total now? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So in total it should give us 8 times the echo. Echo should be echoed 8 times. Once we finish with that, we close off the PHP with the tag here, and we close off the bullet tag with the OL tag. We'll close it off, and we'll close off the body, and then we'll close off the HTML. So let's see it running. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this and save it in lesson 17. Save here. I'm going to go to global space. Okay, notice we've got 17 here. We're just going to move it across to here. Okay, so it's going to overwrite. There's one thing I forgot to do, which is save it as PHP. Now, because I didn't save it as PHP, okay, so there's another way of doing this. Instead of saving it and then transferring it, I can right click on the mouse and then click on rename, and then simply add .php at the end and press enter. Where is it? So we changed the file name, lesson17.php. that's changed. I'm gonna edit it now. Here, click edit, see it inside Qtftp, see what it looks like. Okay, so that's the file that we wrote, and now we're gonna test it in the browser. It's called lesson 17. I'm gonna change that first. Put Yumacom lesson 16. So let's go to lesson 16, open up the browser, and then just change that to 17 up there and press enter. It says access forbidden. I've changed the go back, go down to Yumacom.com and just change the attributes to execute and read. Apply. Okay, so that's done. Now it should allow us to refresh. There we go. So it says, do you like cyan, magenta, pink, red, green, blue, yellow, black? So it listed all them, and that's what I mean by a bullet point. It just starts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so it does that every time we put an li in the front. But to start this off, we need to put an ol in the beginning. So open the ol tag to start off the line indentation and numbering.